आत्मा तुम, प्रभु को धन्य कहो, धन्य कहो। मेरी आत्मा तुम, प्रभु को धन्य कहो, धन्य कहो। उसके उपकार मत भूलो, एक भी उपकार मत भूलो। मेरी आत्मा तुम, प्रभु को धन्य कहो, धन्य कहो। करता है, तेरी कमजोरियां दूर करता है। मेरी आत्मा तुम, प्रभु को धन्य कहो, धन्य कहो। जीवन नष्ट होने नहीं देता है, दया कृपा तुझे देता रहता है। मेरी आत्मा तुम, प्रभु को धन्य कहो, धन्य कहो। मेरी आत्मा तुम, प्रभु को धन्य कहो, धन्य कहो।
My dear brothers and sisters, especially my Jesuit brothers and all those people for whom Father Stan gave his life. On the 5th of July, around 2:30, I saw the message, Father Stan is no more. A man loved by many, hated, persecuted, and tortured by some, finished his fight on earth and returned as an intercessor in heaven for us to his eternal reward. We have not taken any special readings for this Mass. We have taken the readings of the day. And as it happens, the readings are very, very relevant. In the first reading, Jacob is about to die. And he says, I am about to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers. And as the reading goes on, breathing his last, Jacob was gathered to his people. Soon after his death, his brothers, who had sought to kill him, who had put him into a well, who had sold him to the slaves, were frightened of what would be the consequences for them without their father. And therefore they used their cunningness and sent a message to Joseph saying, before he died, our father ordered us that you forgive us. In the gospel, we have Jesus' instructions to us. Be not afraid of them, therefore. For everything that is now covered will be uncovered, and everything now hidden will be made clear. And further, do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Fear him rather, who can destroy both body and soul in hell. And Jesus concludes today's passage with, if anyone declares himself for me in the presence of man, I will declare myself for him in the presence of my Father in heaven. My dear brothers and sisters, yes, Father Stan is no more on this earth. But today we remember him with gratitude, because in him we had a courageous man who was not afraid of those who could do anything to his body, because he was sure that what he was doing was right. The way he was treated in prison, an old 84-year-old man, his hands shaking, not able to even take his simple glass of milk, was denied a sipper for days. Something any ordinary human being would have simply been given. What was his crime? That he was not afraid of those who would touch his body. He was not afraid to fight for the rights of the underprivileged, for the tribals, for the Dalits, and those who needed his help most. Those who hated him continued till they were sure he had gone to the grave. But his last desire, even in court, when he was sick, and when there was so much reluctance to give him even that medical attention, his last, and I had this conversation with Father Jerry Putina also, his provincial, his last request to the court was, let me go back to my people. So relevant, like the first reading, Jacob telling his sons, let me be gathered to my people. We could not have his body because of the peculiar situation that we are in, but we have his ashes that are gathered back to his people here in Jharkhand. Today, we are not here just to mourn the death of a man. We are here to thank God for the gift of the life of Father Stan Swamy, especially to us here in Jharkhand. For having gifted us a man who could stand with courage, who even when he was being persecuted, even when he was not being given the basic necessities of life, let us remember, he was not convicted. He was only accused. There were charges against him which he continued to claim were false. He was a mild man who could never incite anybody to violence. And yet, he was not given a sipper. We will never forget this. Yet, when he went in, he was not given a blanket. He was not given a bed. He was not afraid. He could still write back and say, the caged bird can still continue to sing. And the caged bird sang till its death, and I'm sure continues to sing in heaven. But we do not mourn him. We thank God. We are not here to lament the sufferings he underwent. We are here to lift up his courage and make his courage our own. We are not depressed that he died, but we pray that what happened to him happens to no other Indian, that all those who have been accused along with him, either their guilt is conclusively proved or they should be free and live like free citizens. We are here to pray, and that I am quoting Julio Ribeiro, our famous police officer, who has said only 2% of the cases prosecuted under the UAPA, the law under which Father Stan Swamy was arrested, have ended in convictions till date. The state, and I quote Julio Ribeiro, the state obviously is not concerned about convictions. It is more interested in the process that keeps the accused in jail for years, thus neutralizing the abilities to organize a viable opposition to unjust projects that rob the poor of their rights and even in their livelihood. And Julio Ribeiro says, this law, UAPA, that exists only in this country in the world should be abolished. He says in Father Swamy's case, it also deprived a gentle soul of his life. We pray, we do not condemn those who were involved in what they did to Stan. We pray for forgiveness like the brothers of Joseph prayed, that God might give us more sensitivity, that God might make us more human, and this country may live in communal harmony where the rights of the minorities, the Adivasis, the Dalits remain protected. That will be our gift to God for the gift of Stan Swamy to us.